Sir, I plan on paying you back for the damages.
How you gonna do that? You don't even have a job.
Well, yes, I do. I'm a farmer.
Don't be calling yourself a farmer.
What is going on, guys? Recon Jack here, bringing you my Week 5 team build against Nathan and the Klee Legends. He's got a team consisting of Mega Houndoom, Skarmory, Swampert, Clefable, Cresselia, Ninetales, Shiftry, Nidoqueen, Raikou, Fletchner, and Ditto. This team. Where to start with Nathan's team? I don't even want to talk about it. Just look at that. Look at the team. Look at it. Now respect it. Alright, so prepping for Nathan is a bit different than everybody else. And I'm not saying that because of the type of player he is. He is a very good player. I'm saying that because of the type of team that he drafted this season. It is absolutely the most disgusting thing I have ever seen. It can be it can play as hyper offense. It can play as balance. It can play as stall. And there's no it's gonna be hyper offense over stall, or it's gonna be stall over balance. It's gonna be balance over hyper offense. He can literally bring whatever playstyle he wants against any team that he wants, in my opinion, and still win. That's just how his draft is set up. He can really bring any combination of those mons. And then the sets that those mons have are numerous. They're very diverse in what they can do. There's no real way, in my opinion, to prep for Nathan's team aside from just like trying something out and then running with it. Like there's no way to perfectly counter every mon on his team, because depending on what play style he brings, you're limited to 6 mons. So you bring the 6 that you think best can counter his team, but in the end it really comes down to, is he going to bring stall? Is he going to bring hyper offense? Is he going to bring balance? And how do I play against each of those? So I guess we'll hop into it with my Electivire, which is rocking the Assault Vest this week with Motor Drive. He's got Earthquake, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and HP Grass with 252 EVs in both special attack and speed with a mild nature. Now, this Electivire really shuts down his Raikou, which is a big threat to my team because it naturally outspeeds all of my Pokemon that I've drafted. So this Electivire will eat any hit from Raikou. It will hit it hard with Earthquake. I don't think he's going to be staying in with Raikou. If it is a Calm Mind set that he has, this can take care of that. It can take care of Volt Switching. It can take care of really anything. It shuts down Raikou. This also takes 1 hit from non-boosted Mega Houndoom. So what that means is, by non-boosted I mean like it hasn't set up a nasty plot. Like it can take a hit, like a Fire Blast in the sun, it can take 1 hit from. But if he gets a nasty plot off, I can't take a hit from that. So basically this Pokemon is designed to take at least 1 hit from Mega Houndoom and hit it back with an Earthquake, and it's also designed primarily to shut down the Raikou. Unfortunately, with this set, Nidoqueen still 100% guaranteed OHKOs it with an Earth Power. Life Orb Modest Nidoqueen does a minimum damage of 100% to this set. So Nidoqueen is an issue, and you'll see that later as I explain my team, that Nidoqueen is a problem. Swampert is a problem. Well, next we will talk about my Mega Blastoise. Rocking the Scald, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and Rapid Spin. He's got 244 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in Special Attack, and 12 in Speed with a modest nature. Just trying to speed creep anything that's trying to speed creep me, and then obviously I want to be hitting things as hard as possible. Scald, obviously that's for the Mega Houndoom. That's for, it can hit the Swampert for neutral, it hits the Ninetales, it hits the Nidoqueen, it hits the Fletchinder, Dark Pulse, that's obviously for the Cresselia, Flash Cannon for the Clefable. What this set doesn't do well is hit the Shiftry, but I don't think he's going to be bringing that. If he like brings in Ditto, I guess I'll just click Dark Pulse. And obviously the Rapid Spin is for his setup, is hazard stacking potential with Skarmory and Nidoqueen as well. Next up we got a Choice Scarf Mamoswine with Thick Fat. He's got Earthquake, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, and Rock Slide. 252 points in attack, 188 in speed, 60 in HP, and 4 in both defense and special defense with an adamant nature. This lets me outspeed his Raikou, I believe. Yes, it lets me outspeed max speed Raikou. I didn't make it max speed because I don't think that he will be scarfing his I don't think he'll be scarfing his Raikou. I don't really see him bringing a Scarf Mon in general. If he does bring Nidoqueen though, this still outspeeds Scarf Nidoqueen, so that is important to note. Anyways, this set here gives me coverage against his entire team. I was really debating between Rock Slide and a different coverage move, but I noticed that I didn't have anything for Fletchinder aside from Rocks, and then aside from, well, I do actually. I have Electivire and I have Blastoise, but if it does come down to, at some point, if it does come down to Fletchinder versus Mamoswine, they're the last two Mons, I can't hit it with an Earthquake. I don't believe Knockoff will kill it. I don't think Icicle Crash will kill it. And I wanted Rock Slide in case it comes down to Mamoswine versus Fletchinder. I could have gone with Superpower, but if Ditto comes and it's Mamoswine versus Ditto and he outspeeds my Mamoswine, then he'll kill me with the Superpower, and I don't want that. Also, I don't want to lock myself into something like Superpower because then it's a free switch into Clefable, it's a free switch into Cresselia, it's a free switch into Nidoqueen, it's a free switch into Skarmory. So this is the set that I came up with that I think can do the most damage late game. Once I've set up my rocks, once I've whittled some things down, I think this can come in and just click Earthquake and annihilate most of his team. I do have to be careful because Cresselia does have the Levitate ability and he does have the Fletchinder, which is obviously flying type, so I need to keep those in mind. But yeah, I'm expecting Mamoswine late game to be able to put in the work. Next up we got my Roserade, holding the Aqua Berry with Technician, rocking Leaf Storm, Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power Fire, and Aromatherapy. This should be a positive speed nature, and this should be negative attack. So Timid nature with 252 points in speed, 252 points in attack. This set, I don't know, was, well, I'll get into what it was in the first draft of this team, but currently the Leaf Storm, that's gonna hit the Swampert, that's gonna hit the Nidoqueen pretty hard. Oh, very hard. Even though it is neutral. It's gonna then I got Sludge Bomb, that's obviously for the Clefable. That I can hit the Shiftry with that. I can pretty much hit everything on this team with a Sludge Bomb. Nothing really wants to take a Sludge Bomb. And then HP Fire, that is specifically for Skarmory. And then I got Aromatherapy. So let me explain this set a little bit. It was really hard figuring out which Pokemon I wanted in this slot. Again, I'll get into what was there before a little bit later. But once I decided on Roserade, the set was very hard to choose. Originally, I wanted Giga Drain and Leaf Storm, but I needed Aromatherapy because in all of my test battles against this team, I kept getting paralyzed, and I had no real way to deal with it because I didn't want to bring Umbreon on this match. And it wasn't losing me the game, I was still winning those test battles, but it was making some of the Pokemon that I brought a lot less effective. And I felt like I needed a Cleric. So I chose Roserade as my Cleric over Mismagius as a Cleric, over Umbreon as a Cleric. So I'm really locked into 3 attacking moves. I don't want to bring the Toxic Spikes because he has Nidoqueen. I don't feel like I want to bring Spikes on it because Skarmory is such an easy switch into a Roserade, and then he can just defog on it. So I wanted an offensive set. So Leaf Storm, that's gonna hit a lot of things hard. Sludge Bomb is gonna cover anything Leaf Storm will not hit, and then HP Fire is specifically for Skarmory. I was debating between the Technician ability and HP Fire versus the Natural Cure ability and Extra Sensory. Extra Sensory allows me to hit Nidoqueen for super effective damage, but Skarmory is such an easy switch in on Roserade. I feel like I need the HP Fire if he does bring the Skarmory, and Leaf Storm will still be hitting Nidoqueen for a massive amount of damage. Although once I click Leaf Storm, I lose some momentum, and I'm gonna have to make a switch most likely. And if I don't, he can take advantage of that. If he does bring in something like a Clefable or a Raikou, or like Mega Houndoom that can set up, I think Ninetales can even set up. Crest can even set up. And he knows I have to switch, then I have to make certain plays that I don't necessarily want to make. So this is a very situational move, Leaf Storm, but I felt like in the long run it would be better over Giga Drain. Just that extra the chance for that extra damage. But I'm really relying on Aromatherapy if he does bring Thunder Wave on his Clefable, if he brings it on his Cresselia, if he decides to burn my Mamoswine with his Ninetales or something. I think this is going to be very important, an important Pokemon in the match. Next up, we got Golden Girl, my Mismagius, holding that Cobra Berry with Levitate. She's rocking the Substitute, Taunt, Shadow Ball, and Thunder Wave with 252 points and HP and speed with a Timid Nature. I'd like to thank and shout outs to Alex for helping me come up with this set. Looking at his team, I know it's going to put in a lot of work. I originally wanted a Nasty Plot over Taunt set, a Sub-Nasty Plot with Shadow Ball and T-Wave, but Alex convinced me to test out the Taunt, and in the end I decided that I liked it a lot more than Nasty Plot, primarily because he's got a Skarmory, he's got a Clefable, and he's got a Cresselia, and Taunt is going to be so huge I was originally concerned because Shadow Ball doesn't do that much damage to Skarmory. It doesn't do that much damage to Clefable. It doesn't do that much damage to Cresselia. Especially with my EV spread, I don't have any sort of recovery either. But if I can taunt those Mons, they can't recover on me. I can also Thunder Wave them. I can make them slower than me. I have the chance for Parahacks. Once they're taunted, they're severely weakened. They don't do as much. They can't fulfill the roles that they're drafted to do. So taunt is gonna be huge in this match. Shadow Ball, it's not gonna be hitting the Mega Houndoom. It's not gonna be hitting the Shiftry for much damage, but it can still put in work. And I can, if I can get behind a sub, I can Thunder Wave those Mons before I have to switch out. So I feel like this is gonna be a very important set in the game. It was also a different Mon during my first like go around with this team, but we'll get to that in a second. And last but not least, we have my Infernape. He's still got the Focus Sash. He's really liking that sash. With the Iron Fist ability, he's got Stealth Rock, Flamethrower, Grass Knot, and Mach Punch with 222 points in attack, 148 in special attack, and 140 in speed with a mild nature. This lets me outspeed his Ninetales and everything below that 100 base speed tier. It's obviously not going to outspeed his Raikou or his Mega Houndoom. Why does this thing keep popping up? This is my dedicated lead. I'm trying to get Stealth Rocks up as soon as possible against this team because they really hurt his Fire Core. And they don't allow Raikou to. It makes it so Raikou can't Volt Switch freely on me. And it also puts things in range of Earthquake from my Mamoswine. Flamethrower, that's for. This is kind of an anti-lead set. The Flamethrower is for a lead Skarmory, or just for Skarmory in general. It's Grass Knot is for the lead Swampert, and Mach Punch is for Mega Houndoom. So this set is kind of iffy. The Mach Punch does at a minimum half damage to Mega Houndoom. It doesn't OHKO it by any means. It does at least half every time. Grass Knot, I believe, has a chance to kill Swampert. It doesn't always kill it. If I get a max roll, I will kill the Swampert. Flamethrower, that's going to knock Skarmory down to Sturdy. There's a lot of moves that I want to run on Infernape. Every week there's like 10 moves that I wish Infernape could be using because he has such an incredible move pool, and it's really hard to choose what 4 moves I want to use on it, especially when I'm rocking Stealth Rock and it's an offensive Mon. I really want to maximize the damage output that it's doing, but this is specifically meant to counter most of his leads. Now, if he leads with Clefable, I'm probably going to click Stealth Rock unless he decides to start setting up Calm Minds on me or whatever, and then I'm going to switch into Mismagius and taunt that thing. If he leads Cress, I'm definitely setting up rocks on that. If he leads Raikou, he still do a lot of damage to me, but I will set up rocks on that. Nidoqueen is the biggest threat to me with this set. I can't do any damage to it pretty much, and it just destroys my life. I'll still set up rocks on a Nidoqueen, but it will knock me down to Sash turn 1. And then I will have to switch out into something. I will have to try to make a prediction. If he does go for Earthquake, we'll go into Mismagius. But I doubt he'd go for Earth Power the second turn. I'm sure he'd go for something like a Sludge Wave or something the second turn, or even the first turn. So Nidoqueen is a threat to this set. It is a threat to my entire team. It can really put in a lot of work. And now, on that topic, I will tell you what I originally had prior to this. And I'll actually put it up here for you. I originally had my Latios here, And obviously it was level 50. Rocking the Culver Berry. And it had Surf, Draco Meteor, and Reflect, and what's the other one? Light Screen. And it didn't have the Culver Berry. I lied. It had the Light Clay. And this was the EV spread that I was rocking. And then this Roserade was a Drapion at level 50 with the Scope Lens, Sniper ability, Swords Dance, Night Slash, Poison Jab, and Earthquake with 252 points in speed, 252 points in attack with an adamant nature. Now these two mons were originally on the team. Oops. Going back. And I thought that this could put in a lot of work against Nathan. I thought that behind the screens, Drapion had a big chance of being able to set up and then do like at least a mini sweep against any mon on Nathan's team once I got rid of the Skarmory. Unfortunately with this set, Ditto can just come in and steal my setup, but if I'm behind screens, it's not that big of a deal. If Ditto comes in on my laddie expecting a fully offensive set, like in testing, I was able to get a light screen up before Ditto came in, and then the Draco Meteor that he used didn't OHKO me, but I was able to OHKO him back with my own Draco Meteor. The Surf, obviously, that would have been for the Mega Houndoom, it would have been for the Ninetales, it would have been for the Nidoqueen, and then Draco Meteor hits everything else. This Drapion is kind of underwhelming. It's not fast enough to do the work that I want it to do. I wanted Agility and Swords Dance on this set, but I needed the coverage of Earthquake. Night Slash would have been nice with that high crit ratio and Scope Lens. It has a 50% chance, a 50% chance to crit with Night Slash. And then the Sniper ability boosts the damage. And then obviously if I got a Swords Dance up, this would be doing a butt ton of damage to Cresselia. Obviously this could take care of the Clefable, and Earthquake is such a good coverage move against most of his team. Drapion just kept getting paralyzed every single game that I used it in prior to actually having this battle with Nathan. I was getting paralyzed and I didn't have a way to deal with that. I didn't want to switch in my Electivire or my Mamoswine on the things that were paralyzing me, primarily those being the Clefable and the Cresselia, because I lose a lot of momentum once I do that. And then Drapion was pretty much useless. Laddie also was very underwhelming. He also has the Mega Houndoom, which has access to Sucker Punch, and he has the Shiftry, which has access to Sucker Punch, and he has the Nidoqueen, which has access to Sucker Punch. So Laddie was a very underwhelming one as well. So I decided to get rid of those two mons in the end. But that was the original team. Then you saw we had the Roserade, and we had the Mismagic. So that's the team. I'm hoping it does well against Nathan. I don't really know what to expect from him, but I know it will be an interesting and hard-fought match. I will see you guys in a bit when we face him. Alright guys, we got Nathan here. I'm just waking up. It is a lovely Tuesday morning and I'm exhausted, so hopefully we perform as well as we can. Let's look at his team. He brought the Fletchinder, Clefable, Raikou, Cress, Mega Houndoom, and Ninetales. So he did bring the Fletchender. I wasn't expecting that, but it is a pretty good matchup against a lot of the mons that I've been bringing in the past, such as my Infernape and Roserade. I did want to lead off with my Infernape. I honestly didn't think he'd bring the Fletchender, but I feel like that's going to be his lead, and he can either U-turn out with it, or he can go for the Brave Bird. I'd say that Electivire is actually one of my better leads here, unless he goes into Clef first and just automatically starts Calm Minding. Nathan said he thinks he forgot something. Hold on. What is going on? Oh, he's good. Alright. We're gonna start now. I think I'm just gonna lead off my Electivire. I feel like that's a solid lead. Alright, I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake here. Should I go for the Volt Switch? Or is he just gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp? I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch again. Protective Scout. Very nice, Nathan. Very nice. He doesn't know if I'm scarfed or not. He's got the sun up, which is kind of annoying. He's definitely not going into Fletchender right now. He might just stay in here with his Ninetales. Nope, he switches out, which is probably best case scenario for me. I get some switch initiative. I'm gonna go straight into Infernape. He doesn't know what I want to do here, so I'll probably switch into Cress, I would assume. Yep. It's fine by me. I'm just going back into... Should I go... See, the problem is if he's a Calm Mindset, then I don't want to go into Electivire. If he goes for the Thunder Wave, then I don't want to go into Miss Magus. Miss Magus is my answer to this thing with Taunt, but maybe while I'm in the sun, I'll just go for the Flamethrower. Oh, he disconnected. I don't know what's going on. We shall see. I don't know what I would do in this situation. What would I do here? Would I go into Mammothswine or Electivire? Or would I go into Miss Magus? I feel like he's either going to go for the Calm Mind or Thunder Wave. And this could set the pace for the rest of the game, you know? I'm going into Mammothswine. I'll go for the knockoff. Let's see what he has. Light Clay, interesting. That's very interesting. I'll sub up here, see what he wants to go into. goes into Raikou. Yeah, you're not doing that. Oop. There is no way in hell I'm letting you do that to me. And I get a crit, which is fine because he tried to just set up behind screens on me. Not cool, man. Not cool. Alright. Oh, I avoided that. Alright, go down the crest. That's fine. Just gonna roll switch out here. Oh, he probably gets a Moonlight off. Gonna get a sub up here. He's gonna go this. He's gonna let this crush drop here. It's fine by me. Does Houndoom get pursued? I don't know. I have no idea how Houndoom works. I know it gets Sucker Punch. I know they like running a mixture of Sucker Punch and Dark Pulse. I don't know if it gets pursued though. That would be unfortunate. Well, the crest is down, which is huge. That is big. And I knocked the light clay off, which means your screens aren't lasting too long. Really happy I brought Thomas Magus because that Raikou setting up Calm Minds behind screens would have put in some work against me. Like a lot of work. I would have had to go into Mamoswine, EQ it, and if I didn't knock it out, I'd have to go into Infernape after he killed me with something, and then run for the Mach Punch to take him out. Man, I hate his team. He still has such a good chance of winning too, even without Crest. The Fable's a problem. He's got Calm Mind Raikou, I gotta keep that in mind. He's got Solar Power Mega Houndoom. It's big threats, big threats. Not too worried about Fletch, to be honest. I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume this, but I'm thinking he doesn't have Calm Mind Clef because he has Calm Mind Raikou. Although Calm Mind Clef is still very viable here. All of my grass moves are wasted in this match, apparently. I really figured he'd bring one of his ground types, either Nidoqueen or Swampert, because ground kind of runs through my team. Roserade is not a check to it because she has that secondary poison type. What's he do here? Still outspeed the Ninetales. Go into Electivire here. God damn, that's a big hit. I'm going straight up for the Volt Switch. I'm sure it'll just stay and kill me, it's fine. I don't really need Electivire this match. Although it would have been nice to have. Pretty much my only answer to this Fletchender now is Blastoise, which is unfortunate. Speed on this thing, 49. That means Priority Mach Punch should be faster than its acrobatics. So if it comes in again, it's dead to my pride. I believe. 149 speed. Ooh. Fair off. Go right for a Scald. Nice and towering. Respectful. Got Solar Beam. Does a Solar Beam kill me? Is the question. Does a Solar Beam kill me? Do I go for the Scald here? It's actually really hard. It's really hard to figure out. Do I go for the Scald here? And will I kill it with the Scald? I'm assuming he uses max special attack here to do as much damage as possible with a Solar Beam. Shouldn't do that much. But my Scald doesn't take it out. What if I went to Infernape? A good Infernape. What does this fire move do? We could do around half of this, I'd assume. Going in Infernape. He does go for the Solar Beam. That's perfect for me. I'm gonna go for Mach Punch. Mach Punch again. I don't think that leaves me on 1%. That's huge. Alright, what does he do with Clef here? This is the question. Does he get a Rocks? Does not get a Rocks. Okay. I'll taunt that. That's gonna kill me. That's not gonna kill me. Throw a Thunder Wave on you. I'm sludge bombing the fuck out of this thing right now. This thing needs to be sludge bombed. This Ninetales dies to entry hazards. This man went for the Cosmic Power. This is gonna be a close game. This taunt ends after this turn. Damn, that does 50%. Okay. If he can just get paralyzed here, that'd be great. Oh! I got a low roll last time. Thank fucking God. Alright. That is clutch. Also, yes, if it was a high roll, I believe that was just a low roll on the first time. What does his hound do now? I think I win now because Scarfed EQ just takes care of the rest of his team. I'll keep in front of in the back. Just gonna go for that Scarf EQ now. I don't think a Sucker Punch takes me out. I think at max it does like 60-something% damage. Not quite sure. I knew this was gonna be a close match either way. Really happy he didn't get hazards up. I didn't know if Clef had Stealth Rocks. Probably not, because of yep, that drops, and now Raikou is all that's left, and I know that I outspeed it. And that's gonna be the game, man. Wow, that was a lot closer than it seemed. That was a lot closer than it seemed. Just wrapping up my video. Wow. Certain plays, if it had gone another way, I would have lost. Cosmic Power Clef and Calm Mind Raikou. If I did not have taunt mismatches, I would have lost the game. Just unbelievable. His team is so hard to prep for. I knew Fletch was a possibility of coming. I didn't expect it to be taking out my Electivire. I did get that crit. I don't know how much that mattered because he would have gotten 2 off on me. And it was probably like a choice band set or something. Oof. That could have gone another way several turns throughout this match. Wow. But I ended up winning with a 3-0 victory against Nathan, which is pretty big. That is pretty big for me. That means we are still undefeated after week 5. I believe we hold the best differential now. That Cap has lost 2 games. I'm not really sure if we hold the best differential. I would assume we do. But Steel City Snorlax are doing pretty good in the beginning of Season 3. Hopefully we can keep this going. Good game to Nathan. Man, you got a monster team. It's almost impossible to prep for everything on your team. Shout outs to everyone who really helped me test and make those little tweaks here and there. Good luck to everybody else. I know this is going up late, so it's now week 6. So good luck to everybody in their match. And for now, this is Recon Jack signing off.